Tiene derecho a presentar pruebas para que declaren a su favor, a enviarles citatorios para que se presenten a declarar a su favor y para presentar pruebas.
All right, and you have the right to an attorney to represent you in all stages of this charge.
Y también tiene derecho a un abogado para que la represente en toda etapa de este proceso jurídico.
All right, you're charged with a misdemeanor, so the Solicitor General will be prosecuting this charge against you.
Entonces, como usted se encuentra acusada de un delito menor, es el fiscal general de delitos menores que va a hacer el proceso en su contra.
Your next court date is a preliminary hearing date, and that date is September 21st, 2021 at 8:30.
Su próxima audiencia se señala para el 21 de septiembre de 2021. Es la audiencia preliminar.
All right, you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney, and I will appoint one to represent you.
Usted cumple los requisitos para un abogado de oficio, así que le voy a nombrar uno para representarla, perdón.
All right, you can post your bond by contacting a bonding company. If you post a property bond, it must be at least 3 times the amount of your bond in equity in that property.
Usted puede depositar la fianza si lo tramita a través de una compañía comercial de fianzas, o si va a poner de garantía un inmueble, esa propiedad tiene que tener en patrimonio neto por lo menos 3 veces lo que es el valor de la fianza.
All right, so you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Your bond is $3,000.
Entonces, es una sola infracción, señora, de entrada ilícita a una propiedad privada. La fianza para esta acusación es $3,000.
Special condition that you have no contact with Matthew Ford.
Hay una condición especial de ningún contacto para usted con Matthew Ford.
All right, that means that you cannot have contact with him directly, indirectly, third party, or social media.
Eso significa que no puede tener ningún contacto con él, sea directo, indirecto, a través de terceros, tampoco a través de las redes sociales.
Your preliminary hearing date is September 21st at 8:30.
Y la audiencia preliminar se programa para el 21 de septiembre a las 8:30.
All right, and I mentioned I did appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions, Ms. Ortega-León?
Creo que sí le mencioné que le nombré un abogado de oficio para representarla. ¿Alguna pregunta, señora Ortega León?
Él tiene mi bebé, entonces voy a poder ver a mi bebé porque él cuando me arrestaron, él lo tenía.
He has my baby, so will I be able to see my baby? Because when I was arrested, he had him.
All right, that would be a question that you will have to speak with your attorney
Tendrá
about.
que consultar con su abogado sobre esa pregunta.
Mis papás pueden contactarlo a él.
And may my parents get in contact with him?
Yes, ma'am.
Sí, señora.
Y podemos, a lo mejor yo poder que él me traiga a mi bebé y yo verlo por un rato.
Is it possible for him to bring me my baby so I could see him for a little bit?
There's no contact with him, ma'am. You have to speak with your lawyer to change that condition.
Es que existe una condición de ningún contacto de usted con él, así que tendrá que consultar con el abogado para cambiar esa condición.
¿Cuándo puedo pagar esta multa?
When may I pay this fine?
Today.
Hoy.
Ok, mi familia lo puede pagar hoy.
Okay, my family can pay it today.
All right, thank you.
Muy bien, señora. Gracias.
All right, Ms. Toles, looks like that is it for you. You said the gentleman bonded out already?
I don't have confirmation on it, but it was marked on the calendar that he was bonded out. Mr. Francisco Medrano.
All right,
On the
let's
jail cell, do they have
confirm
anyone by that
here.
name?
Let's see. Our deputy on the, is there, say the name, Mr. Madrano?
Mr. Francisco Orlando Medrano. Just want to confirm that he bonded out.
Your Honor, I still did not see, I don't see the mail side coming up yet, Your Honor. So,
All right. Well, let's go ahead. Ms. Toles, if you can please just hang out just a little bit longer. I'm going to go ahead and do the females here. I was kind of waiting to see about
Yes,
the
sir.
males. We'll just go ahead. Ms. Toles, just hang on a little bit longer for us. Thank you for your patience here.
Thank you, sir.
All right. All right, everyone. Good morning to you on the ladies' side there. Today is August 3rd, 2021. I'm Judge Knights. This is the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. You're here today for first appearance, and I'm going to inform you of your charges against you, your bond if you're entitled to a bond, your next court date, which is your preliminary hearing date, and also I will let you know if you are eligible for an attorney. I'll appoint one to represent you if you qualify. Most importantly, I'll tell you about your constitutional rights that you have that will follow you throughout the proceedings, all the way through the disposition of this case. You have the presumption of innocence. The state, which is the district attorney for felonies, or the solicitor general for misdemeanors, have the right to appoint, to prove any matters against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a speedy and public trial. You have the right to an indictment by grand jury for all major felonies, and the right to an accusation for some less serious felonies and for all misdemeanors. You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine any witnesses the state can call to testify against you. You have the right to a speedy and public trial. You have the right to present any evidence that you have that you wish to present, and to subpoena any witnesses that you have to testify on your behalf. You are entitled to a bond for most offenses. If you don't get a bond today, it's because by law I can't give you a bond. Also, please know that these things that I tell you today, as far as court date and any special conditions, are temporary. If you bond out of jail, the preliminary hearing, which is your next court date, goes away. It's September 20th for felonies, September 21st for misdemeanors. Both days it is at 8:30. If I appoint an attorney to represent you, please keep in mind that attorney will speak with you. I cannot control when, but they are supposed to come speak with you from their respective offices. The public defender from the public defender's office, and someone from Lister, Holt, and Dennis if you're charged with a misdemeanor. Also, if I tell you about a special condition of bond, that means that you can't contact someone or go somewhere. If you can't contact someone, then you can't speak with someone directly, indirectly, third party. If you can't go somewhere, that means don't go to that location. Failure to comply with the special conditions can result in criminal charges or additional criminal charges, like influencing a witness or aggravated stalking. So please keep that in mind. Also, if you bond out of jail, as I mentioned, your preliminary hearing automatically goes away. That's September 20th for felonies, September 21st for misdemeanors. That doesn't mean that you give up the presumption of innocence. It simply means that the state will send you a notice by mail to let you know when you can contact the court, or get the court back for your arraignment date, which is your court date after the preliminary hearing. Again, speak with your lawyer. Your lawyer will give you the details on if you get out of jail before September 20th or 21st, as you're entitled to. If you have a bond, your lawyer will let you know about the next proceedings following. Also, I can't give you legal advice. I'm not your attorney. I can't tell you what to do. You have to speak with the lawyer about the next steps. When I call your name, I will speak with you individually, and then I'll ask you if you have any questions, and I'll allow you briefly to ask me questions related to those 5 things that I will outline to you today. So each of you raise your right hand for me, please. Each of you solemnly swear or affirm any statements or testimony you will give in this matter now pending before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth to help you God.
Yes.
All right, so first, Miss Katisha Brown.
Okay, no, I can sit down now. Your Honor, Katisha Brown, she was tested positive for COVID-19 and is presently being quarantined.
All right, so she will be continued.
Yes, so I'm gonna call Miss Bailey.
How you doing?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning to you. One moment here, please. All right. Yes, ma'am. Is this Miss Bailey?
Yes.
All right, Miss Bailey, one count of simple battery is what you're charged with. Your bond is 3,000. It's no contact with just Destiny Phillips. And do you understand what you're charged with in the special condition of bond?
Yes, I do.
All right, your preliminary hearing is September 21st, and that is at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions, Miss Bailey?
I currently live at that location. Am I able to go back at any point?
Yes, ma'am. I didn't take the, I did not say you can't go back. You just can't have contact. So I will let you work out the details on that part of it, ma'am.
All right, that's all. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Miss Fandley,
I'm sorry, who's this here?
Fandley,
All right, Deputy, can we do alphabetical? Is that, do you have them in alphabetical?
yes, Your Honor.
I have Sarah Black. And then
That's the same person, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's the other name?
I have Sarah Marie Fandley, Fendley.
Okay, Fenley.
But it's the same person, Your Honor.
Same person. Okay.
Yes.
All right, that's right. I did see that. All right, Miss Fenley, okay, Miss Sarah Marie Black, is that you, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right, yes, ma'am. You're charged with 2 counts. 1 count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, possession of methamphetamine. 7,000 is your bond. 1 count of possession of a drug-related object is 500. You have a preliminary hearing date of the 20th of September. That is at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, sir, I don't.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Miss Henry,
All right, Miss Henry, one moment here, ma'am. All right, Miss Henry, you're charged with 1 count of simple battery. It is a misdemeanor. Your bond is 3,000. That's simple battery, family violence. You have a preliminary hearing date of the 21st of September. That is at 8:30. And ma'am, there's a special condition that you have no contact with Tavon or Tavin Henry. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Ma'am, you understand what you're charged with, the special conditions, and do you have any questions?
Your Honor, I currently live at that address.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I allowed to go back there?
Well, there's no contact with him, so I didn't put a stay away from the address. I said no contact with him.
Okay, I appreciate it, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, I have an update for you.
Yes, sir.
I was just contacted by medical and they brought down Miss Katisha Brown. She was retested and it came back negative. So I have her here with me.
All right.
Should I bring her up?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Miss Brown. Hands out of you, hands out of your toes, and keep your leg out. Hand behind you, please.
Yes, ma'am, Miss Brown. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, Miss Brown, you're charged with one count of criminal damage to property, second degree. Your bond is $3,000. There's a special condition that you have no contact with Jabaris Williams. Your preliminary hearing date is September 20th. That is at 8:30. And Ms. Brown, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
It's 3,000.
Yes, ma'am.
It's 3,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Ms. Jackson.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning to you, Miss Jackson. Ma'am, you're charged with one count of simple battery, family violence. Your bond is $3,000. There's no contact with Christopher Williams. You can't return to the 564-3 Springwoods Drive, Forest Park, Georgia location. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Ma'am, you have any questions?
Yes, everything that's in the house is considered mine, so do I send someone over there to get everything?
All right, is it your home, ma'am?
Yes, technically, yes.
Does he live there?
He lived there also.
All right, I'm going to remove that special condition, ma'am, and I will allow you to speak with your lawyer about the other details, but there's no contact with him.
Yeah, that's fine.
You have any questions?
No, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Smith. Behind the Smith. Hands out of your. Hands behind your back, please.
All right, yes, ma'am, Ms. Smith, you're charged with one count of cruelty to children in the second degree. $3,000 is your bond. One count of possession of marijuana, less than an ounce is $1,500. One count of possession of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act is $7,000. Your total bond, that's $11,500. You have a preliminary hearing, and that is set for the 20th of September. That is at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions, Ms. Smith?
Yes, sir. Did you say I have a bond on all the charges?
Yes, ma'am.
And the total is 11,000?
11,500.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Everybody. Ms. Tate, Sabrina Tate.
All right, Ms. Sabrina Tate, is this also Sabrina King?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, you're charged with one count of simple battery. Your bond is $3,000. There's no contact with Tramel King. You have a preliminary hearing date of September 21st at 8:30, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions, ma'am?
No.
You understand the special condition?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Turner.
All right, Ms. Turner. One count of cruelty to children, first degree. Your bond is $2,000. There is a preliminary hearing date, and that's the 20th of September. That is at 8:30. I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
I guess I do. So that means, do my kids still remain with the, with their,
I say, right. That means
do
no
my
talk.
oldest son still remain with his, daddy's sister, and my, other two sons remain with, the grandma?
Ma'am, I don't know anything about that part of it. Was that assigned by defects?
Okay,
If that was assigned by defects, ma'am, this is the first time I know about that. So the only thing I know about this morning is about you, ma'am. So I don't know about your children.
okay, no further questions.
All right, thank you.
Ms. Wilson?
All right, Ms. Wilson, you're charged with 1 count of driving while license suspended, and 1 count of tag expired or no tag. 2,000 is your total bond. Ma'am, you have a preliminary hearing scheduled for the 21st of September. That's at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No,
Do you have any questions?
no,
She said no, Your Honor.
All right, and that will conclude your first appearance, ma'am. Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Okay, Your Honor, that concludes the roster for the female side. I'm gonna walk over and find out what's going on with the male side, Your Honor.
If possible, can you bring them over here? Or, I mean, we've been waiting, so I just want to figure out what's happening here.
Okay, Your Honor, I'll do it in a hurry and get right back with you.
All right, thank you.
All right.
All right, wait, Deputy, before you, well, you don't know, never mind.
Okay.
You still don't know if you need a Spanish interpreter for the male.
I do not know yet, Your Honor. I'm gonna find out in one moment.
All right, we'll be on standby here. All right, Ms. Toll, just hang out for me for a moment here, please, and we should be able to get with you shortly.
All right, Your Honor, I'll stand by.
Sure, thank you. All right, good morning. All right, still the female side. Ms. Tolles.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, yes, ma'am. I'm gonna go ahead and release you. You've been on long enough, and it's kind of unfair to you here.
Okay.
If we need someone, then they will have to be on tomorrow.
Okay, or just you could give a call back if you need me to.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I will. Thank you for your patience, and I'll see you
Thank
next
you.
time. Thank
Have
you.
a great day.
You too. All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, when he comes on, I'm gonna go back and talk to him.
Okay, you already started yours already,
He's
right?
ready, I'm already gone.
Okay.
All
Good
right,
morning.
deputies, good morning. How y'all doing?
Yeah, we have problem today, you know.
Okay, yeah, and that's fine. I understand things happen. I was just making sure that it's still a go here. Um, before we got finished. So you're ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm sorry, deputy, who's this? Who are
David
you?
Alvarez.
Alvarez, good morning. Yeah, good morning. How you doing again?
Yes,
Good to
sir.
see you.
No problem, sir.
All right.
Everybody stand up?
All right, good morning, gentlemen. Today is August 3rd, 2021. This is the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. I'm Judge Knights presiding here. First appearance. You're here today for me to tell you what you're charged with, for me to give you a bond if you're entitled to a bond, and for me to appoint an attorney to represent you, tell you about your next court date, which is your preliminary hearing, and to most importantly, tell you about your constitutional rights. So first off, your constitutional rights that never go away are as follows. You have the presumption of innocence. This presumption of innocence never goes away. The state has the burden of proof. They must prove this charge or these charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. That is their burden alone. You have no burden. You don't have to do anything. In fact, you can subpoena witnesses to testify on your own behalf, and you can testify on your own behalf, but only if you choose to do so. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury. You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine all witnesses that the state can call to testify against you. You have the right to an attorney in all stages of this proceeding. Please keep in mind that you also have the right to an indictment by grand jury, as well as for that, and that's for all major felonies, and you have the right to an accusation for non-major felonies and for all misdemeanors. Also, to let you know here, I can't give you a bond on certain offenses, and that is by law. So if I don't give you a bond today, that is because either the magistrate court can't give you a bond, you have to get a bond by a superior court judge for certain serious felonies. Also, it may mean that you have an extensive criminal history that prohibits me from giving you a bond, or the nature of the charges, or if you're a flight risk. If you don't get a bond today, it doesn't mean you'll never get a bond. It just means today I can't give you one, but you'll be able to get one at a later date. Speak with your lawyer, and your lawyer can speak with the district attorney about bond. Also, special conditions of bond. If I say don't go somewhere, don't contact someone, those special conditions you must follow. Failure to comply with special conditions of bond can result in additional criminal charges. Also, your next court date is your preliminary hearing date. For felonies, that is September 20th at 8:30. For misdemeanors, September 21st at 8:30. If you bond out of jail before September 20th or September 21st, you will be able to get a new court date in the mail. You don't have to come to court on the 20th or 21st of September. You'll get a new court date in the mail. So please ensure that your address where you're getting mail is accurate so that you can get mail about your next court date. And that's if you bond out of court. If you bond out, it doesn't mean that you are admitting guilt or innocence and you're not giving up the presumption of innocence. It simply means you're bonded out of jail, and that's quite okay. So keep that in mind and speak with your lawyer about next steps. Also, I can't give you legal advice. I'm not your lawyer, and I can't tell you what to do next. You have to speak with your lawyer about those things. Your next court date, as I mentioned, is your preliminary hearing or probable cause. Probable cause is the reason that you were arrested. The law enforcement officer or officers must come to court. They must say why you were arrested. If it was valid, legal arrest, your case will be bound over to Superior Court if it's a felony, to State Court if it's a misdemeanor. And if there was not valid probable cause, your case can be dismissed. We'll appoint an attorney to represent you today if you so qualify. If you don't qualify, you can hire your own lawyer or you can represent yourself. I'll call you up individually. I'll tell you those 5 things, and then I will ask you if you have any questions related only to those 5 things. Please resist the urge to tell me about the facts of your case. I can't do anything about the facts today. This is only first appearance. You will be able to talk with your lawyer. Also, you will be able to dispute any facts at the preliminary hearing. All right, first, I'll go ahead and swear you all in, and then I'll hear Mr. Marcus Brown. Each of you raise your right hand for me. Solemnly swear, affirm any statements or testimony you will hear in this matter not pending before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. All right. Thank you.
Marcus Brown? Yes, sir. Mr. Brown, Marcus, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Marcus Brown, you're charged with 1 count here of escape, 1 count of identity fraud. Sir, you don't have a bond this morning, unfortunately, based on the nature of the charge, the escape charge there. And you have a 5,000 on the identity fraud. You have a preliminary hearing that's September 20th, and that is at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. And lastly, sir, your bond hearing date is on September 24th. You have any questions, Mr. Brown?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
Bill Gray?
All right, Mr. Belgrave, sir, you're charged with 1 count of battery. There's a $5,000 bond. Sir, there's no contact with Bianca Way, and you have a preliminary hearing, and that is scheduled for September 21st. That is at 8:30. And lastly, sir, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, Mr. Belgrave?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
Burgess?
Yes, sir, Mr. Burgess. Morning, sir. All right, sir, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. It's a misdemeanor. Your bond is $2,500. There's no contact with Lucy Millis, and you have a preliminary hearing scheduled for 21st of September. That is at 8:30. And lastly, Mr. Burgess, let's see here. I am appointing an attorney to represent you, sir. You have any questions?
Yes, our question is, if I can't post the bill or the bond, I gotta wait here to September?
Yes, sir. Or speak with your lawyer, and your lawyer can tell you details about how you can possibly get a new bond.
Okay, thank you.
All right, yes, sir.
Callahan?
All right, Mr. Callahan, charged with 1 count of cruelty to children, 1st degree. Sir, your bond is $3,000. Preliminary hearing scheduled for the 21st of September. That is at 8:30. And sir, I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions, Mr. Callahan? All right, thank you, sir. You understand the special condition? All right, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Ferguson?
All right, Mr. Ferguson, you're charged with 1 count of harassing phone calls, possession of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, burglary, and aggravated assault by strangling. On the two felonies, the burglary, the aggravated assault by strangling, sir, there is no bond on those offenses. You have a preliminary hearing scheduled for the 20th of September. That is at 8:30. Your bond hearing is scheduled for September 24th. That is at 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. All right, Mr. Ferguson, you have any questions about what has happened today?
No.
All right, thank you, sir. Yes, sir. What's your name? All right, Mr. Holland, charged with tag light or no tag light, 500 is your bond. 3 counts of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, 7,000 on each of those offenses, and possession of a dangerous drugs, not kept in the original container is 500 on that offense. All right, sir. So you have 15,000 is your total. I'm sorry. 22. I didn't count in the last one there. 22,000 is your total bond, sir. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, Mr. Holland? All right, thank you.
Jefferson.
All right, yes, sir. What's your name?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Jackson. Say it again.
Jefferson.
Can you say that again, please?
Jefferson, like George Jefferson?
Okay, Mr. Jefferson.
Yes, sir.
I apologize, sir. All right, Mr. Jefferson, you charge with 1 count of no insurance. 1,000 is your bond. Improper lane change is 500. And driving under the influence is 5,000. So your total bond, sir, is 6,500. You have a preliminary hearing date, and that is on the 21st of September at 8:30. Stand by here for me 1 moment.
Can't hear him. I can't hear him no more.
Your Honor, somebody else.
Thank you, Lou.
All right, yes, sir, Mr. Jefferson, thank you for your patience there. So I am appointing an attorney to represent you. And do you have any questions, sir?
So my mom is 6,500?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Thank you.
Johnson.
Yes, sir. What's your name?
Johnson.
All right, Mr. Johnson, you're charged with 1 count of violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Your bond is 5,000. 1 count of reckless driving is 1,500, and possession of a drug-related object is 500. Preliminary hearings, the 20th of September, that's at 8:30, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, Mr. Johnson?
You did tell me the totals and all.
All right, 500, 100,000, 1,500, and 500. 7,000 is your total. Oh, yes, sir.
McCarver, Alton.
Yes, sir. What's your name?
McCarver, Alton, Your Honor.
Carver.
You guys.
Yes, sir. 1 count of giving a false name. Your bond is 1,000. Preliminary hearing scheduled for the 21st of September, 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, sir?
No, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Pendergrass.
My name is Pendergrass, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Mr. Pendergrass. All right, let's see here, sir. You're charged with 1 count of distracted driving, 500, following too close, 500, obstructing and law enforcement officers, 1,000, and DUI less safe, it is 5,000. 7,000 is your total, sir. The 21st of September is your preliminary hearing. And lastly, Mr. Pendergrass, I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, sir?
Is it possible to have a reduction on my bond, Your Honor?
No, sir, not today.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Shepherd, Your Honor.
All right, just confirming Mr. Francisco Medina bonded out. All right, let's see here. Mr. Shepherd. Sir, you're charged with 1 count of trafficking marijuana. Today, there's no bond on that offense. Sir, you have a preliminary hearing of the 20th of September. That is at 8:30. Also, sir, you have a bond hearing September 24th, 8:30. I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, sir?
No.
All right, thank you.
Thomas. Your Honor.
Yes, sir, Mr. Thomas. 1 count of interference with custody. 3,000 is your bond. No contact with Jeline Thomas. And preliminary hearing 21st of September, 8:30. And I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You have any questions, sir?
No questions.
All right, thank you, sir.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
I do have Mr. Shaker Fulford. Is it continue?
Sorry, who is that?
Shaker Fulford. He's not on the list, but this
All
says
right.
it continue.
All right, we'll continue it. All right, thank you, sir.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Or
You say that again.
do you want to see him because they said he was a continue on the calendar?
I'll continue him. I don't have his paperwork.
Okay.
All right. All right, thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. See you next time. You have a good day.
All right.